Mason, just what's it like to be back, getting ready for the season to start?
It's a blessing, just being back, new group of guys. Everyone gets along very well. Like, even though we have a bunch of new guys, it's like we've known each other for years. So, like Ty Johnson said, our culture in here and the team chemistry is through the roof. It's never been this close, and this group of guys is going to be super cool.
Mason, now that you're kind of going into year 3 and you've had some experience under your belt, how much has that prepared you for this upcoming season where you're going to be one of the high-end arms on the team?
It's prepared me a lot, having Coach Thompson and Coach Lev behind me, teaching me, coaching me all the way through. I owe it all to them. I owe it to my teammates every single day, just helping me get through it and helping me, figure out what's working best for me. And Coach Lev coached me on the mound. Just everything's been good.
Anything in specific that you're working on in terms of pitches or rotation, that sort of thing?
Just throw more strikes and compete every day. Coach Lev works with me every day. He's always giving me a good head to work on, and so kind of just being consistent.
Really young group of pitchers this year. Are you kind of expected to lead a little more this time?
I mean, even though we're younger, a lot of these guys are very mature, so it's going to be good. I'm kind of helping them learn the ropes, but these group of guys, even the freshman class, they're very talented, so they kind of got it figured out already. So in the fall, Coach Thompson, teaching them, coaching them, the competitive spirit that's been out here all fall, has really helped them to grow and get ready for this upcoming season.
How much more depth do you feel like they'll have this time around?
Oh, we're deep. Every position, we have 3 to 4 players that can go and play every single day. Our pitching staff is fantastic. We have guys from all around that have their different strengths and everything, and it's going to be a good team to watch. It's going to be fun.
Kind of going off of that, what's maybe one aspect of this team that's different than previous years?
I'd say our team chemistry is just so much better. We're all hanging out. It's not that we don't have cliques. It's all 40 guys, all have their same eyes and the same goal. So just all working together, having fun in the locker room, having fun out here on the field. Our communication's awesome. We're all good friends. We all hang out outside of baseball, so it's good.
Do you, expect to be back starting rotation or working towards that?
Whatever Coach Thompson and Coach Lev wants us to do, it's what we're going to do. So if it's starting, if it's out of the pen, it's whatever helps us win.
What do you expect out of that first weekend in Arlington?
We expect to come out there with a few wins and to show people that Baylor baseball is here to play.
I know Ty was just telling us this is a group overall that just loves baseball. So what have you kind of seen from the pitching group that's kind of been able to show that?
This year, the big thing for the pitching group is we love to work. We love to do the extra stuff, the running, whatever it takes to make this team better, make the pitching staff deep. So just being out here every day, no one's dreading going on the field. Everyone's up here 2 hours before, just ready to go. And Coach Thompson, he brings the culture up, and we're just ready to get going.
How's it kind of been the camaraderie growing, kind of coming over here from crosstown and working with Coach Thompson again? What's that been like so far?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, team chemistry is off the charts, and I feel like that's going to win us a lot of baseball games. We got a tight group of guys. No cliques or anything like that. Like everyone, just 40 guys, just working towards a common goal. And on the topic of Coach Thompson, I mean, he knows how to take care of his players, and he really, when he says he loves us, he really means it. So it's been awesome to play under him again.
Y'all are gonna get going at Globe Life here in a couple of weeks. Just how excited are y'all for that series, playing some really tough teams?
It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a good test for us. First game of the season, first couple games of the season, and getting to play in the defending champion stadium. That's going to be fun too, especially being a Rangers fan. So I'm super excited to get out there.
What y'all kind of learn about yourselves in this team, just like the end of fall and then kind of moving in? You had a little bit of break, and then y'all back a couple weeks. What do y'all kind of just gather about yourselves as the season's kind of starting?
We kind of learned that we're a team that loves baseball. We're a team that loves playing baseball. I mean, you can't come up here and not see a parking lot full of cars getting work in, no matter if you come 3 hours before practice or 3 hours after practice. I mean, there's always people up here, so it's been pretty cool to watch.
What do you think the expectations are for this group?
I mean, we expect to win. We expect to win, and that's really the only expectation. And we're going to compete our tails off, no matter what, no matter what people think of us. I mean, we know what we got, and we have confidence in ourselves.
What do you think, the lineup's going to look like just from what you've, the work that y'all have put in and what you've seen from your teammates?
The whole team's got faith in Coach Thompson and what he sees on the field, so the best nine's going to get on there. And whatever group of guys is going to give us the best chance to win is who's going to be on the field, and that's going to take all 40 of us. So,
Coach, what do you expect, just getting geared up for the season now and heading into Arlington that first weekend?
Yeah, this is just a great time of year, right? We've got 3 weeks till opening day. It's the first day of full team practice, so the handcuffs are off. Now we can really start trying to work together with this club again and build them back up and be ready to go as we get cranked up. And obviously we got a lot to look forward to schedule-wise, so it's exciting. And we've got to take advantage of every day. That's why we moved this up today to get this going. So thanks, y'all, for being here.
Each year's a new team. What do you kind of particularly like about this squad so far?
Yeah, I think that we have definitely more depth on the mound. We've got definitely more depth position player-wise. I think we're closer to being too deep position player-wise all around the field, where there's options for me as a coach, where we can sustain an injury here and there and live through it. I think position player wise, we're bigger, faster, stronger. I think we're going to hit with more power. I think we'll steal more bases. And hopefully that translates into being better. That's what it's all about, is getting better every day.
On Wednesday, you talked about, this team that y'all are going to be relentless and, really fight for your wins. So just how much of the team that you have seen during the fall and, these early practices kind of pushes you to believe that?
Yeah, no, I like what we see, and I like where the guys are, and we've got steps to take. There's no question, and the competition that we're facing is going to challenge us, and we're going to learn a lot as to where we're at, and if we can hold our own, then we'll know that, hey, we got a shot to do good things, and if we struggle, then we know we got a ways to go, but we're going to learn. And the good thing is that these guys are all together. I think we've got more talent. I think we're going to throw more strikes. I think we have more options of quality arms on the mound, and so all those things are going to add up to hopefully giving us an opportunity to be more successful.
Mitch, you kind of learned that when you were in JC, if you didn't already know it before. But I mean, so many newcomers. How important was the fall just to kind of get to know these guys, but also find out what you got?
Yeah, every team's a new team, and you got to start rebuilding the culture, and the leadership's got to start stepping forward, and we've seen more of that from the guys, and they have confidence in each other too. They can look around, and it's easy for them to look around and see the competition that's on the field. The other guys that are next to them, and hey, I've got to bring it every day. I'm fighting for a spot on this club, and that goes for anybody in our pitching rotation or position player wise. And so, but I like the way that they've come together, and again, this is the first day of spring practice per se, and so it's exciting, and we'll look forward to getting them out here today and cranking it up and seeing how we can do.
Speaking of those newcomers, kind of who's impressed you so far in the early going, and who do you expect to kind of take that next step?
Yeah, you talk newcomers, I think there's several different ways of looking at it. Obviously now there's the transfer portal guys, there's the JUCO guys that we recruited, there's the freshmen. Position player wise, transfer portal guys, we think Mason Greer will have a big impact. We think Enzo Apodaca will have a big impact. Jack Little's got a chance to have big impacts position player wise, and fight for starting jobs. Junior college wise, again, Ty Johnson has shown really well for us. He's a really good competitor. Wesley Jordan's got some unbelievable power, light tower power. We've got to get him to hit it consistently and get it, but he's got some really good things there. So I think those guys position player wise will help. And then freshman wise, I think Braden Buchanan, John Ewens are guys that we kind of look to as freshmen that, hey, we'll see where they can fit in and how they can get in the lineup early and fight for spots, and we'll see how that all goes. On the mound, again, newcomers. Last year we had one left-handed position or one left-handed pitcher on the staff. We had to create another one by bringing an outfielder in. This year we've got 7, so we're deeper there. We've got guys who can throw strikes and have nice arms, but they're young. We've got a lot of freshman arms there. Got some JUCO help on the mound too from Sam Crane, and we'll probably have some transfer portal help on the mound with Patrick Hale. So, trying to hit the mix bringing in newcomers. You're not going to win a whole lot of games in college baseball right now if you're all playing an entire team of 18-year-olds, because you're playing players that are 23 on the other side. So I think it's a good mix for us. We can build around some of the freshmen. We can bring them along the right way, but the JUCO guys and the transfer portal guys are going to have to know how to step right in a lineup and help us rebuild this thing.
What about returning players? You had a lot of guys who really kind of had to grow up from the start of last year.
Yeah, and position player wise, it's nice. You know, we got 5 returning position player starters: Hunter Toplansky, Hunter Simmons, Gavin Brzezowski, Court Castle, Cole Posey. So we've got 5 guys who played a lot for us last year that are back. They know what we expect. They know how to go about things. And on the mound, we've got some returners there as well. Mason Marriott, Jared Matheson, some guys who had some good moments, and some guys that grew a lot over the course of the year. On the mound, adding guys that were injured last year, that were injured before we even got here, injured before the season started, that we just had to kind of eat their scholarship and give them the time to get healthy. We've got some of those guys back. So, combining the returners and the new guys together, I like where we're at, and it's just a club of more depth. And still to be determined who's going to be the star and who's going to be the key, and all that has to be determined yet. But they'll get the opportunities to run with it on the field.
Coach, I know a lot of Big 12 teams, they'll pull out like 4, 5, 6 lefties in their lineup, and with all this lefty depth that you have now, do you see some of those lefties maybe in the rotation where you could pitch maybe 1 or 2 lefties a week?
Well, there's no question. I mean, we're going to look for every way we can utilize them as much as possible. We didn't have any ability to match up last year. It was, this is our guy, this is the way it is, tough luck. I think we've got more ability this year. We're going to have to figure out how to use these guys the best. Who's going to end up being in the starting rotation, who's going to be at the back end of a ball game. Those are all things that still have to be figured out. But we have more guys that I think can go 3, 4 innings at a time possibly. And then we'll piece it together and we'll see where it goes, And if we can find some real starters that step up there and can go give us 5, 6, 7 innings a timeout, we'll turn cartwheels and be real pumped about it.
Can't put too much weight on preseason polls, but just how what were your thoughts on just being picked where you were?
It is what it is, right? I mean, it is what it is. The coaches all voted, and like I said, last year the good news is that it doesn't really matter. If you're picked to win it, you don't get the championship until you win it. So it's all going to take care of itself on the field. It always can give you a chip on your shoulder and say, hey, I think we're better than this, and hopefully that's the way that our guys are taking it. But it is what it is, and we have to go out and prove it on the field. If we want the respect of everybody, we got to prove it on the field.
Mitch, you talked about how good that schedule is. How do you keep it from beating you down?
Well, the way that I think we're going to have to do that is just very simple. We know what it is, and so there's going to be some losses. We're going to take some early. There's no question, right? But the deal is let's go play today, and let's see if we can win today, and let's do it 1-0 every day and go through this thing. And knowing that it's good, at least we know what good looks like when we've played it. And so we know how it'll help us continue to improve and continue to learn about it. When you're playing 26 games against the top 50 RPI in the country from last year, that's the most of any team in the Big 12. And when you're playing 9 games against the bottom 150 in the RPI, that's the fewest of anybody in the Big 12. That if we'll win games, our RPI will be good. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's trying to have the RPI at the end of the season, so that you can play in an NCAA tournament. And I'll just tell you that's these guys' goal. And to do that, we've always got to go win games. But we're playing the right people that when we do win them, it'll mean something.
With the depth comes some players who won't start day one. How do you keep that head up, know that their opportunities will come later on?
Well, that's going to be up to them, and we're gonna keep looking for every way to utilize every guy on the team. This isn't going to be a team, obviously. There's not just going to be 9 starting position players, and your Friday, Saturday, Sunday starters. We're pitching 5, 6 guys. That's not going to be the case. Everybody's going to get their opportunities, so. They got to be ready for them, and when they take advantage of them, they'll get more. That's just how it works. And for the rest of their career, they're competing everywhere they go, and it's our job to put the best 9 out there on the field, and that's what we're going to be trying to do every day.
When you're evaluating teams, like whether it's to vote in the Big 12 preseason poll or whatever. How different is it on this side of things than maybe it was before in the era of the transfer portal when teams might turn over 20 players?
Big deal when, I think our conference did a great job in getting us at least the other team's rosters, so we can see who everybody else has, and having last year's stats with them. But, you've got to do a lot of work to piece it all together, and how do the puzzles fit for everybody else, who they're bringing in new, how they are staying healthy. It's all preseason, so it doesn't matter. Nobody even knows who's healthy on opening day. We'll see who shows up opening day ready to go. The preseason is what it is, and we'll just keep moving forward from there.
Mason Greer and Ty Johnson have spent time with you at MCC. How much have they meant to the clubhouse since they've kind of come over?
Well, I think they've meant a lot. But I think that they fit in really well. They're great fits for our school, great fits for our program. They know what to expect here. I was thrilled to have both of them back because they both, had great years for us when we played with them earlier, and they're baseball players. They'll be fun to watch, and they'll keep their head on straight. But we've got a whole bunch of guys that are that way, and so we're gonna show up one day at a time and try and win every day, and that starts today.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all being here. Okay.
Thank you.